I am thankful for my kids. They don't do much for me, if I'm being perfectly honest. They don't do me any favors, not without me having to repeat myself multiple times or bribe them or threaten them. They don't even do themselves many favors. It's remarkable how hard you have to work to convince somebody to do simple things that are required to stay alive. If they are ever self motivated, it's for 5 minute stints, and it's usually related to making something out of Legos or stealing joy from one of their brothers. Um, Not great employees. It's going to be a while before I write any of them a LinkedIn endorsement. Um, but yeah, on paper, it's not really a fair transaction. Susie and I, we spend a lot of time and energy on our three little goblins, and the only tangible benefit that I can think of off the top of my head is sometimes we get to confiscate their Halloween candy. Um, yeah, we eat a lot more candy than we would if we didn't have kids. And hugs. The hugs are nice too. Um, Man, kids are frustrating. Getting to it though, I am thankful for them. Parenting is like understanding and trying to reason with a creature that can shapeshift between a brilliant and thoughtful human being, a puppy, a spider monkey that's on fire, and a piece of toast. And you're never really sure what state they're in, and you don't know what form they're going to take on 60 seconds from now. It's hard work, but it's worthwhile work. All kidding aside, it really is worthwhile. And that's one of the reasons why I am thankful for my kids. Do I have chocolate on my mouth? I shouldn't have eaten Halloween candy while I'm doing this. I'm thankful for my kids because they have given me something worth working for. I just gave them flack for not being self-motivated. They get that from their dad. I had plenty of things and people in my life to live for before I was a parent. I like to think that I had an okay work ethic. It's not like my kids have pulled me back from the edge. If anything, they push me closer to it. But there's something about holding a baby, this completely helpless thing that is completely reliant on someone else to feed it, to care for it. There's something about that activates the okay, let's do this. Let's get down to business mode. And that motivation has since grown and evolved. And the work I do today and the way I do it isn't simply to put food on the table. It's to be an example for my boys. I want them to be proud of me. I want my parents to be proud of me. I want my wife to be proud of me. I want my friends to be proud of me. I want me to be proud of me. But I want my boys, when they're a little older, to look at what I've done and think, wow, I want to model the way I work and live on that. And that motivates me to work better. I'm thankful for my kids for making my life full. My life is a lot more interesting with three flaming spider monkeys keeping me on my toes. And it's not just being reactive to the curveballs they throw me and the jokes they tell and the games and crises they pull me into. Susie and I need to be proactive. We want to give them good experiences. We want to teach them things. We want to show them things. We want to introduce them to the world. We need to plan for that. We need to be proactive. We want to give them rich life experiences. And guess what? As we work to enrich their lives, it enriches our lives as well. We get to experience those same things right along with them when we do that. And I'm thankful for my kids for helping me be a lot more productive than I could ever have imagined. The combination of a full life plus the motivation to work for it is a recipe for getting stuff done. I don't know why, but when Elliot was first born, he wasn't he wasn't even 9 months old yet, I don't think, when I decided to start working on my grad degree. I thought it was as good a time as any. Scheduling stuff is just going to get more complicated as he gets older. And we wanted another kid eventually. So I was thinking I'll finish up school in about 2 years or so. We can have our second kid then. And then I'll have more time. I'll be free to help manage the multi kid chaos. Let's do this now. Did that go according to plan? Type A if you think it did. Type B if you know it absolutely didn't happen that way. I'll give you 3 seconds to lock in your answers. No, stop. I shouldn't do this right now. All right. You make your guess? You guess B? It's B. The answer is B. It happened a little bit differently. I started grad school in September of 2015. My second kid was born the following fall in 2016, smack dab in the middle of the program. And I could have finished that spring, but I would have needed to double stack my courses. And I decided to stretch it into another semester. So I graduated December 2017. And a few months later, our third son was born. What is wrong with us? we squeezed a whole nother child in than we were planning on in the original timeline. And we pulled it off. I don't know how, but we did. Actually, I do know how. I didn't sleep. Also, I watched way less TV than I had in the past. But we got it done. A couple weeks ago, I was actually talking about this with the Platform Launchers community. And I was joking that with each child we add to the family, I get more productive. I think I'm okay with my current productivity level, though. But all that said, what's the proverb? Necessity is the mother of invention or innovation or something like that. My kids have helped me invent a more driven and focused version of myself. Just the necessity of fitting more stuff into the limited amount of time I have has helped me to learn how to better manage my time and how to just extract more value from the work that I do. That's not saying that I'm a focused and driven person. I'm just a little bit more focused and driven than I was before. There's a common parent joke around kids being their retirement plan. When we're older and the kids are grown and hopefully successful adults, then we can capitalize on them. Finally, we can expect some sort of return on our investment. But screw that. I get the joke. I've made it myself, and I'll probably continue to make it, especially when the kids are teens and I'm just gonna be that dad who tells corny jokes. But the ROI of child rearing happens immediately. Even when you feel like you're in the red, when you are exhausted and you're discouraged and you're sick for the 6th time in 6 months because the cold just keeps cycling back and forth from everybody in the house. And you're angry. You're angrier than you're comfortable admitting for being angry at a 4-year-old for refusing to get out of the tub or something small like that. And you're just kind of a little shook up. And you're stressed. And that makes you feel low. And that makes you second guess your competence and your worth and your ability to carry this weight and be a good parent. When you feel like you are in the red, when you are depleted, is because you're giving so much of yourself to someone else. Not just anybody else, but a child who, Lord willing, will outlast you. And maybe they'll decide to take a little bit of what you've poured into them and share that with other people. Living a life that's not just for yourself, living a life that goes far beyond yourself, living that sort of life, you'll never go bankrupt. You don't need to have kids. Well, hear this. You don't need to have kids to experience this. Whatever you find, like there's lots of different things that can give you purpose and meaning. Whatever that is for you, lean into it. Embrace it. Just make sure it's good and make sure that's bigger than you. Invest in other people. Find something and someone to pour yourself out for, and you'll probably find your life will get much fuller. That's what my kids have done for me. Before I go, could I ask a favor? Could you like this video, especially if you're watching this on YouTube? I'm kind of multi-streaming this on a couple different platforms. But if you want to like and engage with this, and maybe take a look at some of the other content that I've been putting out on my YouTube channel, let me know what you think. I've been working on this for a couple years now. I'd love to keep growing it. I just want to make sure that it's helpful, and I need feedback. I need to know how I can be helpful to be better at what I'm doing. And I want to get it in front of more people to be helped by it. If that's not you, if you're not interested in self-employment and you're just watching this because you're a supportive family member, thank you. I love you. But you don't need to subscribe. Don't worry about it. But if you know somebody who is self-employed or wants to be self-employed, and they could benefit from having a self-employment sidekick in their corner, then point them in my direction. And if you have any specific questions or ideas for topics I can cover in the future or an interview connection, drop me a line. Again, I'm always looking for feedback and looking for ways to improve on this. So I really appreciate that. Let's see. 6 weeks? We're 6 weeks into this. Thank you for joining me for another Thankful Thursday. 6 weeks into this, it's been a really cool exercise just to reflect on my life and the people that are in it. It's created opportunities for me to reconnect with some old friends. I actually had a great conversation with my old mentor, Britt Jones, after I posted the one video a couple weeks ago. And we might be doing some work together in the near future. I would highly encourage you take a stab at this. Find somebody in your life. Think of someone and reach out to them and say thank you. I'm pretty sure only good things can come from it. So thank you again. I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to finish this Twix now.